What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Showtime is Blazer King with King's Critiques, and we're back for Mangaka's Lovely Workplace. Really a hard way to fit in the title into all the places it needs to, but hey, we're making it work. And my first preliminary question before giving, the usual. So which one of them do you think's in the cheerleader outfit? Do you think it's our lovely Mangaka herself or her coworker? I'm going to assume it's our main character because it would be funny as hell for, the blonde to walk in and see that because, well, they're our main ship couple, whatever. Yeah, it's employer and worker, but listen, that's good shipping fuel. I mean, hell, isn't that basically how they ended up together in New Game? Weirdly, also a, purpley haired chick and a blonde woman. Foreboding? Perhaps. But before we get that question answered, let's go with the usual. I don't remember a recap to give, so, well, oh well. But as for the other usual, we do know it is a show about. Oh, I do remember a recap. The fact that we brought in a new character to give her opinions on the manga that they're working on, and she was a little heated about a couple of topics, but she ended up to be really sweet and helpful in general. And hopefully we get to see a bit more of her, which, based on her being in the intro, I imagine we will. That said, let's get to the usual. Please do not forget to hit the like button, subscribe, let the whole video run the limit of the watch time at the very least, because it is extremely helpful for, your algorithms and all that nonsense. And that said, let us just get into things without much further ado, shall we? She already looks like she's so fucking done with this. Like, I made the guess on who could be in the outfit, and it was the assistant, and she is just so fucking done with this already. Then again, she also looks quite done with it already. Also, damn, didn't know she was built like that. It's actually even funnier that this is the exact kind of thing a lot of people would love to have happen in their personal lives. But she's just so. I don't think she's doing enough with it. I mean, hey, it'd be pretty motivating, alright, because. I mean, this is not filled out as well as she is, but. I mean, I see the appeal. Man, just devastated her with that thought process. Now she's like, fuck, I need to lock in. Which, on that topic of locking in, really is probably a good thing on the one end of things not being as successful as they should be, because at least I'm not expected of having a deadline. Like, I know there are good times to upload better than others, but I don't necessarily have a deadline. There are times I like to upload by if I have stuff ahead, which, hey, can we get this thought process out there? Speaking of YouTube, hey, you could help me be a little more motivated if you'd let me attach related videos to shorts when things aren't actually uploaded yet. That'd be so helpful. That way I could make both videos for the next day ahead of time and then put them up properly instead of needing to remember come back and attach the second one to the first one. She does have a plan. Yeah, she's calling her. And at least she's a good boss, so she's gonna maybe give some proper motivation. Maybe, say something about taking her out if she finishes early. Damn, when the point of depression is so bad you're calling your best friend mom. Well, I guess it's better than calling your teacher mom, right? It's actually terrible that I kept forgetting what the last syllable of her name is. I knew it was Futa, which don't fucking at me for why I knew that was 2/3 of the syllables. For some reason, I thought the third one was she. Futashi, it's Futami. But this is also why I was referring to her as the main character instead of her name, because I did completely forget also. Different perspective, and I still hold the same thought process. And here's a reward promise coming so she has more motivation to work. No, just praise. Which any sort of creator runs off praise. Honestly, the little bit of praise I do get for things is certainly helpful, despite how, downtrodden and, upset I get about the progress of things and how it's not such a speed run like I've seen other people do. at least I enjoy what I do on this channel, even if, like, the speed in which I'm uploading videos is not as fast as it should be. However, I will say the fact that I only have, I think, 3 finished series to upload left in my inventory, and then a handful of ones that aren't finished, this included, to finish recording, at least is a little good for my uploading thought process. That way I can start recording more new anime. Like, the only reason I'm not recording that one is because, well, I only have 2 episodes currently to watch. So, like, maybe I'll binge everything except for the very last episode that's uploading at the end of the month and get those out. We'll see. But these are probably primarily going to be my focus, so we'll finish this first, then maybe the other 2. Actually, it kind of works out because I have 8 or 9 episodes of this, and there's only like 8. No, now I'd have to double upload, which isn't so bad if I remember to either. And, well, if I don't get them up before the end of the month, well, I guess they fit into Yuri Monday. That said, I need to stop stalling for my own thought processes, but that's why half the time I leave them for Patreon. She is so cute, though. Like, she's the kind of boss character you'd imagine to just have that whole, you know, Dami mommy kind of vibe or something. But she's just as bad with stuff as Futami is. Again, all it takes is some complimenting and people just go. I mean, she could stay in that cheerleader outfit while she was working, I'm just saying. Why do you have to sit next to me? Well, because I have work to do as well to help you? Honestly, imagine being in your 20s and being so successful in this kind of field. Crazy, right? And I brought up a few times, my whole jealousy on somebody in their 20s speedrunning the content creation game. But man, this kind of thing is a whole other level of talented. Like, speedrunning content creation is just a matter of meeting the right people and knowing how to promote your things. This is actually talent. Yeah, dude seems kinda... That's not even a base thing. That's just kinda lame. Because, like, straight up pure romance is great, obviously. Like, I prefer that over the harem way of things, usually. Unless the, like, harem are just, like, a bunch of other coincidental girls added into the mix who don't really have interest in the main character. They're just kind of, like, hot and exist on the side. Again, I've brought up a few times Aharen is one of those examples. There was at least 2 actually attractive women in Aharen, and neither of them were into him. One of them was into Aharen, but none of them were into him. Other than that one episode where he just placeboed himself into having Riz. But those are the kind of things that are definitely more entertaining than... Traditional is alright. Again, in the Clear Moonlit Dusk, we have a traditional romance, but also, like, outwardly seem more like a yaoi thing until you actually, like, looked into it more or watched it. So that at least breaks from the conventional way of things. And I use the word conventional without realizing it's directly staring me in the face, just saying. Dude looks like he has the face of somebody who would end up to be the bad guy in some kind of thriller anime, though. Also, again, we have the finger effect, even from a guy. Like, seriously, with how much this kind of thing pops up in anything to do with Yuri or yaoi, you can't say it's not a common trait in recent history. Because, like, I see it mostly in anime like this. I have seen it happen in, Summer Hikaru Died, which is... So, like, I'm not crazy. The 2-finger thing is totally just, like, some sort of, gay trait. Which isn't a bad thing, mind you. It's actually kind of funny how easy it is to point out, like, things that are intended to be gay or not. To which, other than personal shipping, it's like, oh yeah, this totally isn't one... No, it's totally one of those things. It's actually kind of a creative Rainbow Blob kind of thing, though, that they're forming her into. Again, one bit of praise and she immediately reforms. The polar opposite of their emotions right now. She's so excited for her, and Futami's just like, yeah, cool, awesome. One of those whole you can't believe you've actually made it until you make it, and then you still don't believe it. Which honestly, anytime after I have even something minor successful happen with all this stuff, it's still kind of crazy to not believe it. And granted, while like those things back there are something crazy that I accomplished and I couldn't believe it at the time, it very quickly got steamrolled after, and I lost the purpose for those existing. But hey, I was still there at one point, and god damn it, I hope I get invited to the new group that steamrolled that so I can get a third one. Probably not gonna happen, but hey, if you see this, go over to the gaming channel, hit the subscribe button. Maybe maybe if my numbers spike, I'll actually be worthy of joining the group when they go to do for Gen 5. Yeah. But it's not, who would want to return a signed copy? Listen. If you buy a signed copy of something, there are a couple of different reasons at least why you normally do that. You go buy a signed copy of something for yourself so you can like enjoy it, collect it, keep it like to the side and preserved or whatever. You buy it for somebody else and you can give it to them because they really like, the person or the type of content that it comes from. And then there's buying it for yourself and wanting to display it proudly because of your love for not only the person that signed the thing, but also whatever sort of merchandise they're signing. Kind of like probably within the next couple of weeks, you'll see minimum one thing joining the background behind me, also related to Marin, but this time signed by her oh so talented English voice actor. However, this is also a devastating moment. Being a signed, published author, even in, just in the case of manga, and then maybe 3 people show up, that's also a terrible thing. Which, I know I'm taking this on myself again. Also, the kind of thought process on, me doing things on the gaming channels, the main one, the new one, whatever, is when I put a lot of thought, effort, and shit into a video and then it just, like, barely gets received. It just, like, hurts a lot of motivation for making bigger videos. But if I don't make bigger videos, then, success rate isn't very high either. But that's also why I make sure to do daily shorts, which I'm kind of running out of, so I really should take some time to play Pokemon later. But I'll figure that out when I actually 100% run out of things to do. Well, that says a lot about her, doesn't it? I was gonna say something else, but honestly, like 4 things hit my mind, so I'm just... Again, says something about her, doesn't it? Hey, that just means it's a rare one. What do you mean you want to buy it? I would actually imagine maybe the shop clerk herself is going to buy it, because that seems like the kind of thing a smart person would do. It's like, wait, missigned copy? Rare copy? Expensive copy? Yep. Like, even if it's not for the purposes I thought, listen, it's kind of like how you grade Pokemon cards. If things are even slightly off center, it can be rated differently, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Okay, but like, crazy to call those two kind of a side ship? Maybe. But it's been a day and she's exhausted and, well, usual doubt. But here's the thing. Like, people have their interests, and like the other chick said, she's totally interested in that type of content, that type of character, so other people probably would be too. And it's just kind of one of those things where, if it was ran on a female base, I'd probably read or watch something like that too. Which, speaking of reading, I really need to figure out how to work Crunchyroll's manga side better, because I did kind of upgrade my account a little bit because I didn't know they had Dress Up Darling mangas on there, and yeah. Like, if season 3 isn't coming until like 2028, if I last that long, I might as well read the manga, right? And for Tommy, just so not ready to see the results. That's good. Don't make things awkward for Tommy. I that's kind of making things awkward, but at least she has 3 people there who can kind of make up for her anxiety, anxious, awkward ass and be like, sorry if that was kind of abrupt from her. This is the author of that manga. Meanwhile, that one's just amused at the situation. See, any sort of creative process, no, you really can't do alone, as unfortunate as that is. Like, sure, this kind of thing might be able to be a solo venture if you get lucky, but things like that, anything actually creative, anything that involves physical media, that's a whole different level. Like, unless you have, like, the money to reach out to just, like, a group of people you trust, it's very hard to do something alone. Like, she needed a bunch of people, obviously, to back her on the manga journey. And, like, take people in this area of things. People doing a movie by themselves usually does not end well and actually looks pretty crappy. I've never watched any of the YouTube made movies, like movies by anybody, up until recently. And, well, I've heard a bunch of those are just not good. And then you look at, I don't know, Markiplier, that took his own money and maybe a little bit of an investment, I don't remember, but he did that and he grabbed like less than 10 people to help make Iron Lung, and his band members interrupt a speech. Meanwhile, they just finish it. But again, when you leave the person riddled with anxiety to do the speech, well, something just hit her. It was either the mention of her things getting reprinted or the fact she went, wait, I'm partying. Fuck being lazy on the booze. There it is. Okay, but you didn't tell her that specifically. You just said she could make adjustments. At least by what we heard of the phone call. That's what I said. This is a thing a lot of people need to understand for people like that. Like, if you don't say it, we're not gonna understand it just because you're talking contextually. Hey, listen, she's going to take these 2 fingers and shove them right. She's getting it. She's not wrong. Because she's a first time published author, a reprint is a very good thing. She's understanding. Also, can I say her design specifically is kind of reminding me I need to watch some more of the Love Live series because I haven't watched it in like forever. Because definitely reminds me of a Love Live character, not gonna lie. Yeah, she's not drunk on the alcohol, she's drunk on her theoretical power. Hey, yo, seems pretty strong for a woman like you. You mean it's a demon? Damn. Meanwhile, Sato drags her off. Yes, that's the exact kind of bar setting you imagine her to be having with a guy in the other episode. When really she actually has more interest in other things. Not just work related, mind you. Damn. She's already drunk enough that she's verbalizing those thoughts. You don't like to drink, and yet you can put down quite a bit. So, what's this say about your bloodline? Is it just like naturally alcoholic? I think she less so wanted a meeting and more just wanted time to celebrate with you herself. Huh? She needed that encouragement because she just downed the rest of that shot in 1 second. Okay, maybe it made it seem like she downed the rest of it, but that was just like one sip. Unless, like, the artist just wanted to make it seem like more than it was. Maybe, but it's the fact that she is proud of you. Let's summarize this for you, Futami. she is the mother to your fathering of that manga. And that only makes sense in the way that she was the seeds that created it. Sato was just the one that helped bring it to life and into existence. Well, she's kind of drunk, so probably a couple more times. Yeah, that's quite a high number. But with it being as well received as it is, not impossible. Especially once it starts being sold online and can be sold globally. Yeah, if I can find a better thumbnail image that has good potential for the deep meaning in it. But now, is there an after credit scene? No. The way that the text is paused on that. Yeah, I might have only recorded the first 2 episodes like months ago when the show first started. But now that I'm watching more of it, now that I can actually catch up to it and finish it potentially. This is a very fun show, very fun series, and maybe I'll try to binge the rest of it throughout the rest of this week. Because there's only a week left in the month, and even if I have to like work hard and double upload to try and finish it within the month, I'm gonna try. And if I don't get that chance, well, I'll at least finish it on Yuri Mondays before finishing any other series. But it'd also be like really cool to finish this on, Tiki Tacky and Patreon as well. So we'll see how all that goes. But as far as this show goes, let me know your opinion of it thus far. We're on episode 4, and Futami has accomplished quite a lot despite her realms of anxiety that she goes through. But hey, at least this is the kind of thing that kind of like shows somebody like me who consistently gets hit by, some sort of bad thought process or panic attack, that it really just requires the right situations to make things work. And while I have the right people in my life that can help me make these things work out better and faster and whatnot, which is, again, why I would really love to find an editor who can be patient with me on payments, because it's not like I can't pay people, it's just like I'm not, one of the rich people who's been doing this for 5 or 6 years and just has stripper money thrown at them, basically. Hey, I do my best to pay people. It's not like I, would ask someone to work for me pro bono, do editing and such, and then just not pay them. That's fucking rude. So, if you're an actual real person and, hey, you can deal with my bullshit, my DMs are open for talking about stuff, high key. Because to be a creator of this level also requires help and assistance. And while I spend more money than I would like on thumbnails and shit on occasion, at least I like invest in things when I know I can. I feel like for the one video on the Pokemon channel, I do want to just make my own thumbnail because it shouldn't be that hard, but we'll see how bad that is. Maybe I'll try and edit that later today. We'll see. I'm rambling though. Let me know how you think of the show, the life lessons, Sato and Futami as a couple, because, well, what do you think about that side couple I mentioned earlier with the employee of the bookstore and Economy? Because, I can't ship it, not gonna lie. And any other side chips outside of those two you might have in mind with the handful of characters we've had introduced to us so far. As well as, of course, your thought processes about any other shows, movies, etc. I should check out this season, next season, or in general. I do have ideas to do other reactions or reviews to things not anime related. And hey, if they don't get received well, that's fine, but the handful of creators on like TikTok and stuff that I would not mind seeing more from, or maybe not seeing more from, but like watching stuff again and reacting to it. So let me know if you want to see that kind of stuff too in the comment section. Otherwise, I might just do it and upload it when I have the time. Hit the like button, subscribe to the other channels in the description. Ring all bells. Hit. Follow Facebook, Twitter, Blue Sky, TikTok, Patreon, and Twitch. Till next time, Ben the Blazer King with King's Critiques. Ta-ta for now. Peace.